Hello Zany friends, I am Laney.
And I am Marshall.
And today we are talking about our June products for Zainey Laney. Now, we have a ton of changes coming in. So first off, we need to tell you about some changes that are happening in the month of June and through the summer. So the first thing you need to know is that we no longer sell subscription boxes. So what that means is that we used to have all 4 scents in clamshells, in samplers, and in fragrance sprays. But we will no longer be doing that. All of the scents will be on sale starting it's going to be probably this week. When this video goes up, it'll be this week. So make sure you check the site. Everything will be on pre-sale. Basically what that means is that for the month of June, everything will be available to be sold. After June, certain scents will be taken out of the shop. And what you're asking is why? Well, we in our Zainey Laney group do voting. So people will vote for their favorite scents or scent profiles, and whatever wins will stay in the shop. And that's just because we have so many scents that come out all the time that we don't have room for everything. So if you want a scent, you need to buy it during the month of June. Also, we have cut our production time back a little bit. You know, we both have full-time jobs now. And so basically we'll be producing the fragrance sprays twice a month and producing the wax only at the end of the month. So whether it's a new scent or an old scent, we won't be shipping those out until after the end of the month. So for right now, as you're watching this, you will see that if you go on there to purchase wax, it will say will not be shipped until the end of June or even the beginning of July. Here is the other really large reason for this. We are no longer doing wax as of August, and I know a lot of you are going to feel really sad about that, but quite honestly, we put a lot of thought into this decision. Wax is just taking up so much of the time, but we love doing scent blends, which is why we're going to start moving in the direction of body products instead of just wax. So yes, don't feel sad, you're still gonna get the blends and everything. It's just the wax itself. So if you're a part of my Zainey Laney Facebook group, you will see wax going up on clearance so we can get rid of it. Make sure you join so you get those deals. Because we may, and I'm not promising, but we might bring back some past scents maybe once, you know, like special deal, we have time to do it, let's do it. But wax is pretty much going to be gone, and then it's just a variety of reasons, right? Yeah,
it's going to turn from being a continuous thing to being a specialty thing. And that's really just so that we don't get overwhelmed. It takes a lot of time to build waxes, where a lot of these other products that we are going to be showing you may not.
And we are actually testing new products. We're testing right now body scrubs and whipped soap, and if all goes well, we might be doing body butter. But all of this will be contingent on how popular these products are. So if you're not buying the products, we won't be discovering new ones. So that's just for you guys to know. So let's move on also to brand new products in the shop. They're already up there.
Yes.
Yes. So what are they?
Well, I started with, first off, this is all of our artwork is going up as various art-related products, such as posters and stretched canvases, as well as yoga mats. That's going to be guaranteed for every piece of artwork that we've come out with since the May box. All the May box art, and from then on, is in that format. And whenever I see a product that I can make with that art, I will. For example, we have Wannabe, Seventh Sense, and the little guy as high top sneakers.
I'm so excited for this. I want them so bad.
And we have high heeled shoes. Sensible heels, because they're for Captain Marvel's Seventh Sense.
So awesome.
Okay, we also have jewelry available. You want a little guy dog tag? We've got that. We've got backpacks of the graffiti tag art from Wannabe.
So what I do have to say is that we are not producing any of these products ourselves. They are printed by a third-party printer. So don't ask like, hey, can I review this for you? Or don't ask like, hey, can you tell me about this product? We don't see these products unless we personally purchase them ourselves. They are done by a third party. So Also, we have no control over when those ship. That'll be completely separate. The only things that we are shipping are the products we make and postcards right now. So that's pretty much it.
Yes, and just as soon as this video goes up, I'm going to be having the artwork from this box available as many products as I possibly can, and some of them are going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, I took a look at one of them as a high top shoe, and I'm like, this is good.
I will also say that discounts for these third-party products are not allowed except for the 10% discount that you get from our reps. So that's the only discount we're going to be allowing for this, just because we are not the ones who have the materials for this. It's other people. So we can't really... We don't have a lot of leeway.
Most of the price that you're paying for is actually from the producer. We take a little bit of a cut, but most of it ends up being for them.
Exactly. So that is all the new products and all the new things that are happening. Again, if you would like to be a rep for us, the application will be down below. But just keep in mind that if you're coming for a wax rep, that won't be happening as much anymore. We're going to be looking for people who have a niche or a want to do body products instead. But we've been getting a lot more reps lately, and I'm really happy about that because it's really getting our stuff out. Another thing that we are going to be doing, which we just did last week for May, and we're going to be doing it at the end of June as well, is we're going to do like a week-long party in the group. It's going to be a deal every day of different things that you can purchase. It's games, it's giveaways. We're really ramping that up, and it's a good time. Like, you guys, if you missed out last week, yeah, you missed out. This is a really good time. So make sure you're part of the Zainey Laney group so that you cannot miss out on next month's 80s themed party. Because guess what? 80s themed is what June is all about. But June is all 80s themed movies, cult classics.
And this means a lot to me because I was born in June in the 80s. So this is all stuff that I was like when I was a little kid.
I didn't plan that, I swear, but it totally works.
I just realized it now.
Totally works. Yeah, so we're doing 80s, and the movies that we are doing are Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Back to the Future, which is one of my favorite movies from the 80s, totally. We are doing also Goonies, which is one of my husband's favorite movies. And we are doing E.T., which Marshall loved when he was growing up. He loved E.T.
I still prefer Reese's Pieces to M&M's.
So those are the 4 movies, plus we will also be showing you 2 one-off sets. One of them we debuted in our party last week, and one of them that we're debuting this month and will not be available until later, which is fun. So postcards. Basically what happens is we will be pre-selling the postcards for the first 2 weeks of the month, okay? So from June until about June 15th, we will pre-sell the postcards, and then we have to order them. So any other postcards that we have to order that have been purchased before then that we don't have in stock, we will be ordering them in the middle of the month, and they'll come in pretty much. It's usually towards the end of the month they'll come in. So they are very nice quality 5x7 glossy. Since we don't have the June postcards in hand, we printed them off on cardstock so you can see exactly what they look like, but they are much better quality than what I'm going to show you.
Let's start off with Righteous Dude. So this artwork, and you're going to see a little bit more of it on some of the product, is featuring the garage from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, after the car has gone through the window.
Oh, and we should also mention, because we didn't, that digital downloads are now available in the shop for purchase. We used to give them away with the box, but they're now available. They're super cheap. How much are they?
Well, if you get just one particular set of artwork, which comes with 2 pictures, the desktop and mobile version, they're just $1. If you get the entire pack, which is all of the artwork for that particular box, even stuff that didn't make it into the box but was developed for it, then you're going to get that for $4.
Exactly.
So it's really inexpensive, especially as the combo pack, when we have lots of extra work.
Yeah, which we might for the month of July. I'm just telling you that.
It's
possible.
possible.
Might have extra stuff.
There's going to be a lot of fun stuff from that one.
For July is going to be good. But anyway, we're talking about June. So again, you can get these all. You can buy a postcards at $3, or you can purchase a digital download as well. Apparently, when you download the digital stuff, guess what? There's actually extra stuff in the desktop version. Is that correct?
Yes. This, when you look at our, if you haven't had some of our stuff before, if you look at the clamshell art, it tends to just be a sliver of the artwork, where the postcard is a larger chunk of it, but the desktop version is the whole design. I always design it for the desktop version. So you're going to have stuff that's going to be like over here. You remember if you looked at the shot in the original movie, there was a bench and other things that are hiding over here. There's more to the shot over here. You're going to get that with the desktop version. So
in this we have the clamshell, and he'll go ahead and show the sprays as we're doing this. Of course, you can get this in clamshell for $5. The 2-ounce spray is also going to be $5, and the 8-ounce spray, which is actually $8, so that's a better value at the larger size. So when we're talking about the clamshell and the artwork, the set notes, of course, this is called Righteous Dude, and Righteous Dude is the name that the secretary of the principal basically calls Ferris Bueller, like when she talks about how people know him.
He's a righteous dude.
Righteous dude. And so the set notes are musk, coconut, and grapefruit. We wanted something that was kind of like fun, like Ferris, but kind of manly too. You get a lot of the grapefruit and the coconut. Really, it's kind of like almost a tropical scent in a way. It's very good for summer. Very good.
The musk, while it is one of the top notes that we listed there, does kind of recede a little bit. So it gives it that manly undertone, but it doesn't overwhelm you like some other musky scents will, so don't worry about that.
So I do want to point one more thing out about the artwork as we're talking about it. So if you notice on here, there's a list, and he did that very consciously. So what is it about this list?
In one of the portions of the movie, he gives you how to hide the fact that you're not actually sick when you're trying to get out of school, and he gives you a bullet-pointed list. That list is done in the exact same format as that movie.
There you go. So that is Ferris Bueller, and or actually it's called Righteous Dude. I keep saying it by the movies.
Great Scott!
I love this movie.
I like this movie too. So the artwork that we have for Great Scott takes place right there at the beginning of the first movie when Marty goes in and he plays the guitar and just a single strum blasts him flying. This, however, incorporates a few other things from the rest of the movie. As is, you can see Marty is wearing the hazmat suit that you see in just a few minutes later, and he's got his guitar, but you've also got an unmodified version of the DeLorean over here, and Einie's bowl. Something's eating out of Einie's bowl. Oh,
and it's not Einie.
It's not Einie.
Not Einstein.
No.
So this, of course, is the clamshell version of this. I love this, what he did with this. It's so fun. Yes. So the scent notes that we chose for this were, we calling it Mr. Pepper and Fresh Grass, obviously because Dr. Pepper is branded. It smells like the 50s, like you go outside in your lawn chair, you're watching the kids, you got your soda and your grass. Now, yes, I understand we should have used Pepsi, but it was very hard to find Pepsi. Because, he asked for a Pepsi or a Tab, but we thought Dr. Pepper would be, about...
Yeah, I mean, you're just sitting there drinking your Dr. Pepper worried about mutually assured destruction. That's all
right.
there is to it.
So yes, it is a very interesting scent because the grass gives it this complexity to it. You don't totally smell the grass.
No, you don't.
Not too much, but it does elevate the soda.
Now, there's other things. The reason why you definitely want to get the desktop art of this is that there is much more to the DeLorean that's there. But also, I would like you to tell us just how many clocks are in the picture.
True that.
Because I tried to hide a few.
I also forgot to mention, because we're all haphazard this morning, do not forget about the pops, okay? And I will show you basically the two that we've already done. So here is Righteous Dude, and here is Great Scott. And what the pops are is they are proof of purchase. So that means that when you get one of these, if you get 10 of all the different months or tokens, which we used to do the tokens, then you will get a $5 credit. On the back, I can see which month it is because of how Hershey, our moose, is dressed. So this is the 80s one. If you get one of these, and I know there was some confusion, this is what the golden moose looks like. So see, he is also dressed in the 80s. This is the golden moose for June. And I can tell that if you get this one, you will get $5 credit automatically. You don't have to wait to get 10.
The rich stuff.
The rich stuff is based on Goonies. I can be very honest and say, well, I appreciate this movie. It is not my favorite. I know that's kind of sacrilegious to a lot of people to say, but it's not my favorite movie.
So the scene that we have here is from the cave at the end when they're looking at the pirate ship. It's actually the portion of the show where the pirate ship is leaving the cave and everything is starting to fall apart. And you can see right down in here the kids are trying to clamber their way out. And even though it doesn't actually appear in that area, we do have the skeleton organ as well as that octopus that was such a major part of that scene. Without that octopus, the scene just wouldn't have worked.
Why did we call it witch stuff?
Because that's their words for all of this, like, fancy jewelry and gold that they found. It's the rich stuff, the stuff that they used to save the Goonies.
So we thought, okay, rich stuff, it's pirates, right? It's pirates' treasure. So we decided we needed to have it be semi-tropical. So we have peach, ginger, and paprika. And you're gonna say to me, Laney, paprika? I do want to caution you, if you're going to get the spray for this, be very careful if you spray it on your skin. We have tested it. The paprika doesn't do anything to us. But if you have an adverse reaction, please stop using it on your skin and only use it in the air, okay?
I can smell that from over here.
Okay, so basically it's like a spicy peach. That's basically what I can tell you about, right? So what do you like about this scent in general?
Normally not a peach guy, but the spice that's going in there makes it a good scent for me. Like, I don't hate peach. I'm just like, it's peach.
But you like it?
I like this.
Okay.
Because of that spiciness, and also because we do have, like, the ginger in there as well. Like, it's just the spice blend makes it different.
Yes. I can also say that in the words for this, there is a little skull in the eye of rich stuff. So that's fun.
Whenever
also.
I can with the artwork and the labels, I try to make the label match the look of the font from that movie or show. And that's why if you take a look back at Great Scott, at Righteous Dude, those actually match the font. And in fact, Righteous Dude, the font for Ferris Bueller is a standard font. And so I was able to use that straight up right out of my machine without downloading anything. For the last scent that's coming out kind of as part of this collection, we have Lost and Found.
Lost and Found is obviously based on E.T. I have this as my desktop for my computer right now because I love it so much. Tell them about that.
So Lost and Found is actually after the end of the movie. And the spaceship, the alien spaceship, you can see right here, is flying away. But the rest of the shot is from where E.T.'s communicator was left behind. So you can see the umbrella that's acting as the array. You can see the other stuff that's powering it, and the speak and spell that still says home on it.
And the actual clamshell has the words in the same font as a speak and spell. So the scents for this are orange, bubblegum, and lime. Now, I know you're going to say to me, Laney, Reese's Pieces, not Skittles. But I decided that, you know, Skittles is good for summer because it's fruity.
It's a good summery scent, and Skittles were also very big back at that time, even though they weren't, like, as big as Reese's Pieces were immediately after this movie.
This is so fresh, and I love the bubblegum and orange together. It's just really interesting.
It actually gives you more of a feeling of what the family as a whole is kind of like when you put all of the siblings together.
Yes.
What that house probably actually smells like, because you've got that little girl, you've got Elliot, and together that's just...
I fell in love. That was like where I fell in love with Drew Barrymore. Like, she's my age, so I just like, I really connected with Gertie, and I was like, oh, I totally feel for you, you know, living in this house and like with two older brothers. Now let's go off of our one-off scents. So let's start with the one that we already premiered. This one is actually an additional scent to our Harry Potter collection. And somebody had said, oh, we should start making more of them, and I thought, okay, what are we gonna do? So we made a scent based off Crookshanks.
And this scent is called Familiar. Now, you might notice that there's some things that are a little familiar in the artwork from this. That's because when we had Two Flossing String Mints, Two Flossing String Mints were based very heavily off of Hermione because her parents were dentists. This is kind of like just after that, as Crookshanks has come through her book and walked all over it with soiled paws. And so Familiar, because Crookshanks is Hermione's familiar, is scented off of strawberry, almond, and lemongrass.
So we wanted it to be, maybe he went through the kitchen and he picked up some bakery scents, and then he went outside, and then he went to the library, and so he is dusty and he smells like a bunch of different weird scents all together.
But that doesn't mean he doesn't smell good, because these bakery and other scents, they just kind of combine together. It's almost like how you're always commenting that for some reason my cat, Zeno, always smells good for no reason.
Our last scent I want to give you a little bit of background about. Okay, so this scent was actually submitted by my friend Megan. Her YouTube channel is Megan Hilt, the Etsy Hoarder, and she actually lives about an hour from us. So she comes down like probably once a month and we hang. And she has been obsessed with Steven Universe. And she's like, you need to do a scent. And I'm like, all right, go ahead and submit it for our roulette. And we aren't really doing a roulette box anymore. We are doing roulette scents later. We'll talk about that. But she didn't really get as many votes to get her up to the top 4. So we were like, you know what, we're gonna just do this one anyway because Marshall's obsessed with it too. So we decided that for the month of June, and this is where we're gonna start doing one-off scents, at least one-off scent, not based on the box, on the theme of the month. So this is going to be for June. It's called Stronger Than You. We don't have any made up, and I'm really sorry.
Unfortunately, it was just some shipping issues getting our materials.
Yes.
But we do have the art done. And in fact, it's my desktop. Because I just like how this art all came together. Stronger Than You is based off of Garnet, who is a character that's actually 2 characters put together. They fuse all the time. Spoilers, you don't find that out till like end of the first season. But this is the 2 of them meeting in their space and as they're starting to fuse back into one. And the name is the big song where you learn that they were originally 2 people. It is scented from ruby red grapefruit, champagne, and pomegranate.
So it's very effervescent and it's very like fruit, but then also there's a little bit of bitter fruit.
And it's also got a good amount of refinement to it. And this is kind of talking about the 2 characters, because you have Ruby, who is this very fiery, very effervescent kind of character. But then on the other hand, you have Sapphire, who is calm, who is collected, and is actually, she can see the future. So when you bring the 2 of them together, you get the motherly Garnet.
That's right. So what we will be doing is putting all of these scents, except for Stronger Than You, will be available for pre-sale pretty much the end of May, beginning of June. Then Stronger Than You will start being available in our party at the end of June. So make sure that you are available for that.
Now that you've seen all of this amazing stuff that we're putting out for this month, I just want to encourage you. Go down, make some comments, and tell us your favorite artwork from past boxes that you would like to see and what kind of products you would like to see them as. We have things from shirts to shoes to jewelry to... It's a lot of stuff.
Tons.
So you tell me what you want, and I'm going to make that a priority. I mean, one of the things that I did put up from an older box is I made a yoga mat out of the old Masters design, Yoda Yoga. So, anything else you got for them?
That is it. Thank you for watching, and until next time,
stay zany.
Bye-bye.